Hello and welcome. This is Ayana Lahi, and I am very, very happy that you are here with all of us today in this week's episode of Be One, Be You. We are diving into endings and completions. You have cycles within your life that are teachers, they are liberators, they are guides, they are lessons deep within inside of yourself that you came into this lifetime to learn, that you are learning, and that you have gleaned the deepest message from. You begin to recognize your completions when you're going through difficult times. You begin to see challenges in your life as gifts. And wow, they can hurt, right? They can be really, really um, so deep that you feel like you're being stretched until you're going to just tear inside. And when you recognize some of the signs of cycles that need to be completed and are being completed, you begin to free yourself and give yourself the gift of not staying where you've been. When you live your life in relationship to what you are here to learn, what you are here to master through awakening, through becoming aware, through connecting with, through igniting, through activating that deeper knowingness inside of yourself, because you are seeing things from a whole perspective. A separate perspective is living in a fraction of the pie. You are putting yourself in a smaller container, perhaps even a box, that prevents you from recognizing the cycles of your life. Instead of living on the outside of yourself, you enter into the place within inside of you where everything begins to meet. All of you are in relationship together. One part of you might want to move away to a new location. Another part of you says, I think I need to be here. And you communicate. And then you find what it is that you are seeking, what it is you want to continue to expand into. Are you running, or are you wanting to expand, wanting to grow, holding back from really moving forward? Or are you embracing what's really here, what's really happening for you in relationship to your greatest struggles? Through your greatest struggles and recognizing the pain, not running from the pain, even if you don't know what the difficulties or challenges are, you can pay attention through sitting, walking, being with the unknown. When the cycle of your life is revealed, and you realize what this cycle is really here to give you, you're able to make transitions and shift and grow for real. You're able to love the pain, love the struggle, and love the resistance, and cry through it, and even giggle through it. Our hearts can become so empty of love, our hearts can become so resistant and hardened to love. We begin to see the reoccurring patterns within ourselves that we believe about ourselves from, I don't really deserve this. Life is trying to really give me everything that I'm asking for, and I need to take a look at how I'm blocking it. To, wow, how I've been blocking abundance in my life is starting to change. I want to honor that. I want to recognize the smallest things, people, situations that are coming into my life and receive them as deep abundance and a gift. And that the ways that I have been in fear are ending. The cycles within your life manifest through many, many ways. You might be graduating from a program. You might be completing a relationship. You might be stepping out of a belief system. You might be stepping through the doorway of fear. You might be completing a cycle of always trying to show up for others at the expense of yourself. You might be done living in denial and seeing your family of origin in a perfect way, when in reality, the denial that you were living in kept you from fulfilling the dreams that you've had up until now. You might be done pushing yourself to the point of exhaustion or overworking. You might be done avoiding intimacy and choosing instead to open up the door within inside of yourself and making yourself more available to others, to your spouse, to your lover, to a dear friend. You might choose to end a friendship and spend time more with yourself because you realize it's one-sided. You have lessons, let goes, and longings within you that need to be realized, completed, so that you can birth them anew. For a moment, dive into something that you are in the midst of completing, or perhaps there is a gap in your life and you're wanting to know what's going on, but you don't really know what's going on. This is your sacred moment to give over into the divine, into that depth where you and the universe meet, where there is oneness, where there is a connection that goes beyond you having to have things your way, beyond you blocking something out, you denying something, you overdosing yourself with escape. You are being invited to experience endings and completions in a conscious way. When you are done pursuing a particular pattern, when you are done giving away yourself because you haven't felt worthy enough of what real love could really feel like and look like, when you're done undervaluing yourself, when you are complete with feeling as though you don't matter, when you decide that the pulse of your own existence is more important than the ego gratification you get from being able to handle and endure what you are going through in your life. When you redefine who you are and free yourself from values and expectations that were put upon you. And you decide, you realize that you need the support of the divine, that you need the support of the divine even more to complete your cycle. When you tap into the repetitive, the repeating cycles that you've been experiencing for lifetimes, you enter into awakening to your sanskaric patterns. Those are the impressions and imprints inside of you, in your psyche, in your mind body, in your memory body, that come along with you from lifetime to lifetime. And as you awaken to the sanskaric patterns that you've brought in with you, and the sanskaric patterns that were passed to you through the DNA of your family origin, you can decide to shut the door to them, go in denial, or liberate yourself and free yourself. And as you choose to create a conscious ending with the pattern that you no longer want or you no longer need, what you are actually doing is freeing yourself from the bonds, from the cords of attachment that you have that give you your sense of existence. As you say no more, you need to give yourself the time to communicate with your core self, with your inner self, so that you can trust that you can follow the directives of your core self being the one in the center of you, your core self being in the heartland where struggle and pain can meet joy and happiness. The heartland of you, the core you, is the center point where heaven and earth meet within you, where struggle and breakthrough meet. This place within you is a neutral place. It is a non-reactive zone. And as you can come into your non-reaction place, you give yourself the opportunity to have conscious endings and completions. You can give yourself the space to own what you really need, to communicate what it is you need first to yourself, to your core self, to that central meeting place. You've heard me share and talk a lot about how the light works in you, how the light is your center point of all existence within you, with the universe, with your personal self, with your personal power, your sexual power, your creative power. You have a center point. So as you complete a cycle, you are recognizing and breaking through how you've held yourself back from seeing the light of a situation, seeing the light of a situation, feeling the needed breakthrough, the ways that you recognize the need to let go of an old pattern is usually you've hurt yourself emotionally. You've been hurting yourself financially. You've been blocking and hurting yourself personally. You've been blocking yourself psychologically. And you might feel burnt out. You might feel exhausted. You might feel like you've hit the wall. You might feel like you've reached the ceiling. And that's when you know that something's got to give, but not your own sanity, not your own cord connection with the source within you. By learning how to build and strengthen your source connection within yourself, that you learn through the Spirit Gateways work, through the Spirit Gateways 21st Century Liberation Roadmap that you are guided through in all of the Spirit Gateways work. And you can dive in and receive all of the trainings, the programs that are there for you to help you to build and strengthen your core connection with the source within you. Is available in the Evolutionary Empowerment Global Village membership. And you choose what interests you and you go from there. And as you build your core connection within you, you are giving life to the true you. You are tapping your true self, living in your true self, and feeling that this is your next step. This is your next direction. That by allowing yourself to want more and to come out of the comfort zone that you have found in your life, and perhaps life's already taking you into and out of your comfort zone, and you're thinking, well, what's next? This would be the time. This is the time to create a conscious completion where you are willing to allow the universe, the divine source, divine oneness to meet you, because it's come as your friend, your beloved, to join with you, to allow you to melt into it. We all work so hard. If this is a time and you're coming through a time of working hard, wondering what the future will bring, I want to invite you to spend time just in the presence, in the silence, in the vibration of the divine that's here, and to be here and sit in the silence inside of you, to let your mind drop into one speck of silence within you, and be here in that place and allow it to embrace what your inner challenges and struggles might be. Your true self is always, always here waiting to guide you to it, so that you can really be unleashed and released into a new cycle of living in direct connection with the source within you. This is what brings your wholeness. In order to step into wholeness, you are stepping through the areas within inside of you and the areas in your life, the inner and the external, the inner and the outer, to come together. And in this moment where they come together, you're able to create a new plan and live through the wisdom of releasing what you've been doing that you just want to give a chance to evolve into the next awakened place within inside of yourself. And here your heart expands. And I'm holding you in your heart from it being in any level of contraction into a state of expansion, so that you are pulsating with the expansion and then the contraction. the expansion and the contraction that happens in the universe and in your inner verse, the union of love within inside of you happens through accepting and realizing what you are complete with. And in your tenderness, in your vulnerability, you are turning to a new opening within side of you in the universe that's going to hold you so that the divine within you is holding you, and let yourself be held so that you can let go of the fears and the hurts and the pains that have been there with you and give you the experience of true union in your heart that happens through inner trust, the growth and development of inner trust instead of inner fear. I'd love to invite you to come to my website, ayanalahi.com, IANALAHI.com. Be my guest, subscribe and sign up and receive some free offerings for you, and you will be given Living from Your Wild Heart, a weekly video teaching and meditation and movement that is delivered into your inbox each week. And to check out the Global Village membership. It's the Evolutionary Empowerment Global Village membership program that is here for you. Invite you to walk forward in the grace and the love and the power of letting go of what needs to be let go of so that you can walk with your own dignity and surrender into a new present, the presence of connection with you in harmony, trust with the source that lives within you. May you have a beautiful next week. Thank you for joining with all of us. And until next time, this is Ayana Lehi.